In the world of Super Mario, we encounter a lot of enemies that really try to kill you. And as you can imagine, when making a Super Mario game, Nintendo experiments with a lot of new stuff, but also gets rid of a lot of ideas. And then, in the end, we have a Super Mario game filled with returning enemies from older titles and brand new foes with a twist that we haven't seen before. But, as you can imagine, a lot of fans are very curious about all the enemies and characters that were cut from all kinds of Super Mario titles. And around a year ago, a new cut enemy was supposedly found, and people were stunned, to say the least. However, which enemy am I talking about? What was its purpose? And was it even real? Well, let's find out. Now, one of the most popular Super Mario games out there is New Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. It is known for reinventing the 2D platforming genre, which was certainly needed because Nintendo hadn't done anything with it for years. And so they had to return with an incredibly strong game that would blow away both fans and critics. Which certainly happened. People loved the game, and overall the reviews for this title were amazing. And personally, I loved it as well. Especially all the new enemies and bosses that were added to the game. Those were fantastic and a lot of fun to fight. However, because they added so many new foes for the player to fight, some people started to wonder how many were cut. And so some fans went on an epic crusade in order to find all the cut enemies and bosses from New Super Mario Bros. However, when they started doing this, one person came across something quite strange. An enemy that no one had seen before, and it looked quite weird to say the least. It was first shown off to the world on April 23rd, 2021, and this was the creature that was supposedly cut from New Super Mario Bros. The person who found this strange Rayman-looking character went on to describe that they were a cut ghost enemy referred to as Scrupulous Fingor. But that's not all. He added that developer Shigeru Miyamoto disregarded questions about this character and seemed upset when asked about it. And in the end, this tweet gained so much traction in the Mario Bros community that many fans created fan art of this Scrupulous Fingor character. And so the character started to go viral basically. And overnight, it became a Super Mario icon, even though it was never seen in any Nintendo game before. Only in the files of one game it existed, apparently. But then something magical happened. Other people came out of the woodworks with proof of this Fingor character being seen in other Nintendo games. And some of these were released before New Super Mario Bros., which made it all even more insane. Another Twitter account found some interesting data regarding Fingor in Super Mario 64 DS. He claimed that he was cut from the game and gave him the phrase, "You cannot ignore me forever, Mario." And he also hinted towards the fact that this weird ghost character was actually going to be some sort of boss in the game. However, at this point things went completely nuts, and the internet was flooded with posts claiming that they had found Fingor in other Super Mario games. For example, this one where the person said that Fingor was a very common unused enemy in a lot of older Super Mario titles, and even non-Super Mario titles. And in the screenshots he shared, you can see it was also found in the files of games like Mario and Luigi, Yoshi's Island, and even Super Mario Bros. 3, which was made all the way back in the 80s. So it seems like Fingor was supposed to be in the Mario franchise a lot earlier than New Super Mario Bros. And we can even find traces of this enemy in Super Mario World as well, as this person said and showed us on Twitter. He said he found it weird that no one had been talking about how Scrupulous Fingor was also in Mario World's prototype files, which were leaked in some sort of giga leak a while ago. According to him, they've been trying to include this enemy in Mario games for around 30 years for some reason. And even in more recent titles, people came across this enemy. For example, someone on Twitter said they finally used him in Paper Mario Color Splash, and gave his design very slight tweaks to better fit the game's style. However, at this point, things started to fall apart. Because if you look into it, then you will find out that Fingor isn't seen in Paper Mario Color Splash. So was any of this real? Was this Rayman-looking ghost enemy seen in any of the Super Mario games? And where did this thing even come from? Well, after looking into the whole situation and even the files of New Super Mario Bros., I didn't really find anything. And at that point, despite these many claims, I found out that the character was intended to be a joke from the beginning, and he was never found in any game assets, and he has never existed in the Mario universe. In the end, the parody Twitter account known as Cut Video Game, who posted the very first tweet about this character, did all of this just to mess with people. And after that, other parody accounts followed, like A Cool Koopa, who made many more fake screenshots. Thanks to this, the whole idea went completely viral, and more people joined in by making fake claims, assets, screenshots, and more. Now, it looks like that the original design and idea of Fingor came from another weird internet hoax, because many fans pointed out that this character was very similar to a non-video game hoax known as Gumbly. This rumor claimed that The Simpsons added a new character named Gumbly to the show in the latest seasons, and the whole thing was perpetuated by users photoshopping the character into various Simpsons scenes and recalling non-existent scenes with Gumbly in it. All of this started in 2015 on 2chan, and to be honest, this hoax is incredibly similar to what we saw with Fingor, especially how it spread. Now, because the rumor of Fingor became so popular, many people saw it and believed this enemy was really supposed to be in certain Super Mario games. Which got even worse because a lot of big outlets started covering it as well, like Polygon and Nintendo Life. And so I get why something like this would fool them. Especially if you look at the things that were cut from New Super Mario Bros. And other Nintendo titles. Believe me, you will come across some crazy things, like a set of bricks that the press when landed on and act as a very powerful springboard. It kind of looks like it's made of jelly. So if things this weird were already real cut objects from the game, who knows what else could be found in the files? So I understand why people were fooled. It was believable to an extent, and Nintendo did experiment a lot with ghost-type enemies and ghost houses in New Super Mario Bros. After all. So I understand why people were fooled, but in the end, it was all fake. But I will say, a lot of the screenshots and assets that were made did look beyond amazing. So I gotta give all these Twitter users that fooled us credit for that. However, this wasn't the only rumor on the internet. There are many more like it. For example, there's supposedly a DS version of Super Mario Galaxy, and also a playable Waluigi in Super Mario 64 for the DS, which I actually covered in different videos. So be sure to check those out by clicking in the upper right corner right now, or just on the screen. Also, be sure to click the subscribe button and the bell so you won't miss any future videos. I will do more stuff like this, and other weird videos. And if you have any ideas, leave them down below. I read comments, I go through them, so let me know if you have any ideas and I will see if I can cover them. Thank you for watching!